Hey guys, it's me Lena, and today I'm bringing you 3 vegan breakfast ideas. And the first one's going to be a blueberry banana oatmeal filled with protein. So let's just jump right in on how to make it. In this recipe, I'm using chia seeds, rolled oats, a very ripe banana, frozen blueberries, a plant-based protein powder, walnuts, cacao nibs, hemp seeds, coconut flakes, and almond milk. The first thing I'm going to do is get 3/4 of a cup of oats and toss that right into my pot. Then I'm going to get some blueberries, put about a 1/2 cup into the pot, just toss it in. And then my banana, I'm going to have to chop, and chop some more, toss it right into the pot. And now we have our protein powder. I'm going to use just a little bit less than a full scoop and toss it right in. Now we have our extremely healthy and energizing chia seeds. I'm using 1 full tablespoon. And for almond milk, I'm using 3/4 of a cup, and I'm just going to pour it all over everything. I'm using 1 cup of water. Just pour it on top of your whole concoction. And now it's time to get lit on a medium-high flame, and you're going to just stir it all up. Make sure it's all nicely stirred and mixed up. In the meantime, you can grab your favorite bowl and your most favorite spoon and just stir it up again every minute or two, and then also eat some walnuts so that you don't starve. And then just remember to stir your your oatmeal, and just make sure once it's like finally gooey, you take it out and you pour it into your favorite bowl. If you don't like it this soft and squishy, then you can just add a little bit less water and it'll be more thick and chunky. Also, the whole cooking process will take about 5 to 10 minutes depending on how often you stir it up and how high your heat is. And now it's time for my favorite part, which is adding the toppings, which I think is essential because it adds more macronutrients to your meal and vitamins. So like walnuts are adding crunch, not only crunch, but also antioxidants, omega-3s, and other delicious, amazing vitamins like vitamin E. And then cacao nibs are super amazing antioxidants as well. They're really high in flavonoids, so like magnesium and sulfur. And plus, if you've never tried them, they're so yummy and like add such a good crunch to your meal. Hemp seeds are also wonderful. They are an amazing fat. They have a 3-to-1 ratio between omega-3 and omega-6, which is really good. There's 7 minerals, 7 vitamins, and they contain 20 amino acids, which 9 of them are the essential amino acids, which means it's a complete protein. And last but not least, I'm adding coconut flakes, which are another healthy fat. It's a saturated fat, which we only need a little bit of, but coconut is the perfect place to get it. And that wraps up the making of this dish. Let's go watch me try it. This is really good. So I hope you guys liked that oatmeal. It was super filling, very yummy, and full of macronutrients like protein, fats, and carbohydrates. So it's a very great way to start your day. And this next meal is also a very balanced meal. It's something that I would make more like on a Sunday because it's harder and it takes longer, but it's really yummy. I make it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I hope you try it for either of those meals. It is a tofu scramble with hash browns. Let's see how this goes. Alright, now in this tofu scramble, we're going to have the tofu. Got some celery sticks, 1/2 a bell pepper, 3/4 or so of an onion, some broccoli, tomatoes, a bowl of spinach, some mixed peppercorns, ground cumin, turmeric, chili powder, and some Himalaya rock salt. And we got 2 potatoes. The first thing I'm doing is chopping up the broccoli and throwing it in the pan. And then I'm going to peel the potatoes until they look like bald babies. And the next thing I'm doing is spiralizing my potatoes. If you don't have a spiralizer, you can use a carrot peeler, cheese peeler thing. If you do spiralize them or grate them, then you need to dry them really well, because that is the only way you can cook them without oil. I'm just using the extra potato to toss with the broccoli and the vegetables, so I'm putting that in the pan. And I'm adding just a teensy bit of water to boil or steam the potatoes, and I'm putting it on like a high medium setting, closing that with a lid and letting that cook because it takes the longest. And while that steams, I'm going to chop my onion and I'm going to toss it into a different pan, and I'm going to make sure I stir this often on a high medium setting. And now I'm going to cut my bell pepper into these small pieces. I'm going to toss it in with the rest of the broccoli and little potato chunks, and I'm just going to close that lid and get started on my celery. My celery is going to be sliced up and diced up into these little chunks. Mix it in with the rest of the veggies and then let that simmer for a bit. Make sure to stir those onions. Alright, and now it's time for the tofu. The way I do the tofu is by cutting it into little blocks, and then when it's in the pot I just smash it all together. I smash it enough until it looks like this, and I'm going to add the spices. So here's the spices. Himalaya rock salt. Just get like a half tablespoon or whatever. I'm just sprinkling all these spices pretty much all over everything pretty evenly. Not too much, not too little, and all of them are pretty much the same amount. As you can see, just kind of just get it all on there. And then I'm going to mix it up until it gets to be this yellow mixture that looks like eggs. And I'm going to put the onions in there finally. And now I'm just going to let that go on a low setting just so it stays warm while I cook these potatoes. They should be dry by now, so you're just going to smash them down with a spatula, lay it out evenly, and cover it with the top. Oh, and I forgot my spinach, so I'm going to steam that just by putting it on top of all the other veggies and put the lid on it. I'm going to cut the tomatoes and put them on the side. And after about 4 minutes, the bottom of the hash brown should be done. So I'm just lifting up the edges and I'm swishing it around the pan so it's all loose. And I'm going to do the master flip. Look at that nice flip. Wow. That was really nice. Now I'm just going to flatten it out with a spatula, and I'm going to add some pepper and some garlic powder. I would recommend maybe adding salt, but I have a lot of salt in my ketchup, so I'm gonna eat that with it. And I'm gonna cover that with the lid and start to stir up the steamed spinach and mix it all in with the rest of the tofu and veggies. Hello. So your hash brown should be done by now, and so I'm just gonna put it on the plate. And remember that this was for 2 people, so I'm going to cut it with this nice pizza cutter and lay half for me and half for Mr. Stefan. And I'm going to just serve the veggies and tofu now, tofu scramble. And now it's time for the best part, which is actually eating. Woo! I'm gonna put sriracha on top, ketchup on top, a little bit of maple syrup, and now it's time to test it. Look at that bite. Look at that chew. Look at that nod. That is a nod of approval. Aww. Let's see how Stefan likes it. What do you think? It's good?
Fantastic.
So I went back for seconds and I forgot the tomatoes. So this second meal will have plenty tomatoes. But really guys, you should try this because it is delicious. I really hope you guys try that tofu scramble meal and play around with the recipe because it's so versatile. You can add whatever veggies you want and mix up the spices to whatever your tastes like, whatever you like. So our next meal is going to be a quick one. You can make it as a smoothie or a smoothie bowl. I'm making it as a smoothie bowl, and it's a very green smoothie bowl. So full of vegetables and lots of vitamins, a little bit of fruit, and protein powder again. So let's go to it. Alright, so we have peanut butter, vanilla bean protein powder, turmeric, almond milk, half a cucumber, 1 frozen banana, frozen kale, spinach, and some frozen blueberries. The first thing I'm going to do is throw in that giant cucumber, the frozen kale. I like to freeze my kale because it lasts longer. And now I'm going to throw in the spinach. I love just putting in as much greens as possible into these smoothies because you can't taste it. You're getting all the vitamins and minerals, and your body really loves green vegetables. I also love adding blueberries because they're high in antioxidants. They're great for your heart. And now I'm going to throw in the bananas. Bananas are wonderful, especially frozen bananas. In the smoothie, it makes it really nice and creamy. This protein powder has 20 grams of protein per scoop, and it has some carbs and some added vitamins. I'm going to be adding 3/4 cup of almond milk. I love almond milk. It makes my smoothies taste amazing, and plus it gives me the calcium that we all need. And now I'm just going to add only 1/2 cup of water because we don't want to add too much liquid since the cucumber has so much liquid inside of it. This smoothie will be very liquidy already. And now it's time for my favorite part, 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. And you want to use one of these irrational spoons so that you get the option to lick your finger and to lick the spoon. And lastly, I'm adding turmeric because it's amazing for your brain and for your blood, and you can't even taste it in the smoothie, so go ahead and add it. Now it's time to blend, 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 blend. Look at that color. It is so green. It's very, very sweet. You can taste the peanut butter. It's creamy and delicious. So this is option 1, to have it as a smoothie. That is so creamy, and you can tell it's very wholesome. It's gonna keep me full, and I really enjoy this smoothie. The second option, to have it as a smoothie bowl, is my favorite because I could add as many toppings as I want. I added chia seeds, hemp seeds, flax seeds. These are bikinis, coconut flakes, cacao nibs, and some crushed walnuts and almonds. Lastly, some blueberries. Oops. That's it, you guys. I really want to know what you guys think of this kind of video. It's my first time making like a 3-in-1 recipe video, so let me know if you like it. I think it would be useful for, you guys, if you're like, what do I eat for breakfast? I got you. So let me know if you want more. I have plenty more recipes. I have pancakes, waffles, toast, and lots of other things. So yeah, just like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. Bye, guys!